shakedown, go get 'em. The way he break down your team, it's like you stiff as a board and got no rhythm. Your shots got no lift in it. Get blocked like an Olympic flip. Cross you out your socks on some ninja shit. Ankle bully, crossover, breaking your ankles fully. Ligaments popping, it's funny, you got to thank him for me. It's entertaining, so hot you can't cool them all. You cannot stop the human torch. Look who you rooting for, that is the loser dog. All up in his ass while he is taking the dookie pause. Yeah, Shakedown 2012, come in this direction if you haters really wanna fail. Yeah, lay down for the shakedown, yeah,
So what up, 2K fans? You know who it is. If you don't, it's your boy Shake. And finally, I have come back to YouTube. Some of the guys that are really close to me know why I'm saying that and why that's significant. Because I was out of business for at least the release night of the PS4. And on Friday, I actually went ahead and ordered the device that I needed to begin recording. I had previously ordered a device, but I ordered it from eBay, and the device I'm using, the splitter, it did not match the picture of the device that they actually sent me. So the guy sent me the wrong stuff. I'm doing a return, and now that I got what I needed, I can begin recording. And, you know, I took that time. I took that time to just play the game and have fun. You know, no need to do any live comms. Just sit back and enjoy the experience. And I must say that NBA 2K14 on the PS4, it's very exciting. And this really is like a leap forward. Feels like we've stepped into the future. And this is why I'm calling this game the Foundation game. Try to grasp that concept for a second here. You know, we're on a brand new console. A lot of limitations and restrictions have been removed. A lot more space for almost limitless opportunities. And we're going to be here for another 5, 6, maybe 7 years before they come out with another console or another gaming device, or, you know, who knows what they're going to do in the future. But I call this game the Foundation game. Because this is where we start. This is the beginning. And it's an exciting place to start, you know. It is clearly one of the visual examples of what next gen is and what it's supposed to look like. And this is what some of our expectations were. You know, we wanted next gen, and we're getting it delivered hands down with NBA 2K14. The wow factor is really within the visuals. And it's an amazing thing to see. You know, when you watch this game, it really looks like real life basketball. You're in a market where you're here to impress, and 2K has delivered. When I call this game the Foundation game, I'm referring to a lot of different things. And this is not my likes and dislikes video. That video is coming soon. I haven't had enough time with the game. It's only been a couple days. So let's talk about the graphics. You know, when you look at the graphics, you can see that there's been a vast improvement in that category. And you should know that some players around the league, I mean, there's hundreds of players in the league. There's definitely a lot of coaches. There's some players and bench players and guys that on the teams that decided not to get the facial scan. As you're playing the game, you can see certain players that you can just tell, all right, that guy didn't get his face scanned into the game. So he doesn't look as realistic as some of the other players do. Particularly on the San Antonio Spurs. There's quite a few players on that team that just didn't get their face scanned. Doesn't mean that the graphics aren't as good. It just means that their face doesn't look as realistic as some of the other players around the league. In terms of the Foundation, you can see that the gameplay has had another huge leap forward. This is another area where we see a vast improvement, a huge difference between NBA 2K14 current gen and the next gen game. Eco motion alone, a lot of people were telling me that eco motion is, you know, it's still just a port over. This game is nothing different. The gameplay is going to be the same. Eco motion changes a lot of things. In fact, some of the changes are player momentum. There's a lot more momentum than ever before. If you're going forward, it's going to be really hard to stop that push forward. You know, especially if you're in the air. Eco motion improves player momentum. It removes sliding. You don't really see any sliding anymore. You still see some defensive efforts you see players that snap into position to some degree, And 99% of the time, you just don't see it. You know, the sliding is almost completely removed out of the game. In fact, even the times that I think I've seen it, I could be wrong. You don't see players ice skating or moonwalking up and down the court. This is not something that's in the game. That's actually one of the more striking visual treats that you see in this game is the fact that the players move way more realistic than ever before. Eco motion also gives players better overall player movement. I mean, there's so many more animations pertaining to defense and player awareness. When they know that there's a player behind them, you see the players feel the guy behind them and roll off of them. There's a lot more bumping and touching and pushing off. It's way more realistic. There's also Eco motion also removes the breaks in the animations. A good example would be in the dribbling. Like when a player is doing a crossover, you don't see a player cross over and then go left and then snap to the right when he does the crossover animation to the right. You don't see players snap into position when they do layups. It's a very smooth transition from the dribble into the layup animation. Everything looks fluid. And if I had to think of one word or the best word to describe NBA 2K14, it would be the word fluid. It feels like water, like Bruce Lee used to say. The animations are way more realistic, heavier. There's actually a heavier emphasis on weight on the players now. Like when you see, for example, when you go for a rebound, players aren't floaty. They're not floating in the air, you know, jumping in the air to grab rebounds. You're not in the air for an extra second to get that rebound. Or even when you're dunking the basketball, it doesn't feel like players are floating anymore. It feels like there's a lot of, seems like the laws of physics are pulling the players down. And that's great because players that have bounce and a lot of hop and athletic players, they stand out above the rest. You don't see smaller guys out jumping bigger guys. And so in my opinion, Eco motion changes a lot of things. I mean, it's not really an opinion, it's a proven fact. This game doesn't really look anything like the current gen version. Sure, at its core, in the depth of the programming, there's that 2K engine that we know and love. But at the same time, there's so many more advancements and improvements because of the allotted space on the next gen consoles. This game really feels like a brand new game, a brand new experience. There's a lot more inertia in the body, you know, the body's resistance to acceleration. It's hard to stop a moving force. You know, if you're moving forward, it's going to be very difficult to stop your body, and you're not going to be able to do it on a dime. They kind of fixed that on the current gen version as well, but you can feel it. It's a lot more prevalent and a lot easier to spot on the next gen version.
I'm here with Joe Johnson, and Joe, one of the challenges with having such a deep roster like yours is figuring out everyone's roles in the system. How is the new chemistry coming together with a mix of all-star talent?
We're just trying to feel one another out, man. You know, it's a long season, so obviously early in this young season, man, we're just taking our time right now, trying to fill our way through everything, and you know, everything else take care of itself.
There's no doubt it's a process, Joe. Thanks for the time. Guys?
Okay, Doris.
My career mode, I haven't gotten a chance to really dive into that mode just yet. There's a lot of likes and dislikes coming soon, as I mentioned earlier. But I want you guys' help this time. You know, I've been on YouTube for 3 years, and I've done my own likes and dislikes and my own top 5 what the Fs that I don't want to see in 2K, fill in the blank. I've done that over the years, and I'd like to hear from you guys now. I want to do a top 5 must fix or top 5 please fix in NBA 2K14 and NBA 2K15 and moving forward from now on. I want you guys' help. So if you guys have footage of things that you want to see fixed, definitely send it to me. The park is awesome, and it's actually one of my new favorite modes. You know, it felt like I was really at a park, and I felt like I had an opportunity to link up with some new guys and run some 3-on-3, some 5-on-5. I have some footage for that coming real soon. There's also a lot of little glitches here and there that slow down the setup, and you know, I'll have a lot more on that later, probably in my next park video. But this is the beginning, and if this is the beginning, this is a great start. The devs began work on NBA 2K14 in 2012, so it's only logical to believe that the build that they're working on now is for NBA 2K15. So I wouldn't put it past them to be working on NBA 2K15 as we speak. But this doesn't mean that they need to cut us loose if glitches need to be addressed. So again, send me your video footage. If you see mistakes in the game or some issues that need to be addressed, constructive. You know, I don't want stuff where you're just complaining and ranting. you can save that for the forums. Writing things out are great for the forums, but we all know that footage is proof and it gets results. The Shakedown 2012 channel, including my subscribers' influence, is all over this game. There's a lot of things that we discussed that we put down in our wish list that we got in this game. So on this channel, we have a responsibility to make suggestions to help improve this game. And moving forward, I want this to be that channel to help make that change. And for not just for 2K, but for other games too. But again, this is the foundation game. As you can see, there's a lot of great things in this game. Visually, momentum-based, eco-motion, my career, lots of advancements. This game is far from a port over. It's not even close to the current gen version. And since that's the case, I feel like we have a phenomenal start moving forward. This game is clearly the #1 example of what next gen really is on the market today. There's been no sports game so far that can hold a candle to what this game is bringing to the table. The positives far exceed the negatives. Doesn't mean that we're going to be lax on this game. We love this game. We love the company. We love what they bring to the table. We love the attention to detail. And most of all, we love the fact that they've been listening to us. And finally, as gamers, we have a larger influence over this game and over gaming companies in general. So it's your boy Shake. I hope this made some sense to you guys. I'll holler at you later.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Evans, and he drops it in from the low post. And the Nets lead by 8. Now Farmar. Pass to Gasol. Left side Gasol. Up in time. Misses the shot. And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Nets lead by 8. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. One by Johnson. Left side Pierce, all alone. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. Johnson's on the wing, Kobe. He's guarded by Johnson. Shot's good by Kobe.
And now both of these clubs.
Outside Pierce. Feeds it to Garnett. And at last, they get one to fall.
The game.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I was able to listen in on what Mike D'Antoni had to say.
Here's Garnett following the basket by Kobe Bryant. And he gets it to go.
And another gap in the deep.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Goes up on the high post. Garnett grabs the board. Garnett's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Johnson with it. Picked up by Kobe. And that one's good. Johnson's got it. Lakers passing it around. 1:31 left to play here in the fourth.
One of the reasons they're behind is because
That could prove crucial in the game's closing moments. Kevin, over to you.
All right, Doris, thanks.
He can do a lot to change a game other than scoring, and it was his quick hands on defense that put them in the driver's seat.
Now here's Bryant, following the miss by Brook Lopez. And that's how you exploit a gap in the D, I guess. Huh?
yes, sir, no soft finish there. Major power.
Wow. And he knows an opportunity.
The three. No luck. Gasol kicks to Bryant. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp.
Kevin, we have Brook Lopez with us. Tell us about the energy out there tonight. It seemed like there was a ton of intensity on the floor.
You know, the crowd brought so much energy. You know, it's Brooklyn energy. The noise in the building was fantastic. You know, and we just need more of that in the season.
Brooke, thank you very much. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris.
off the new places. I got a feeling I could win this race. I found my pace. The only thing that you could do for me is please stay about my way. Don't come around my way unless you got something to pay. I'm trying to find a place where I can free my mind.